Tonight, in The Price of Freedom, I sit down with Chattanooga Attorney Herbert Thornbury. Recently, he's been doing a lot of work helping the Medal of Honor Heritage Center, but about 50 years before that, he went to Vietnam as a young lieutenant, a young man from St. Elmo.
We owned a grocery store. My parents owned a small grocery store about the size of my office, and we lived upstairs, and they worked 7 days a week downstairs.
Herbert Thornbury told me the best thing his parents did for him was send him to McCallie. After that, he went to what was then the University of Chattanooga. He was in ROTC.
I had made a commitment, and through, I guess, the training I had gotten at McCallie, I was not the best ROTC student, but and ROTC at the University of Chattanooga. And when I joined the Army, I had made a commitment that I was going to keep.
About a year after college, the Army put him on a plane in San Francisco, and he flew to serve in Vietnam.
We were trained to be battalion surgeon's assistants. And so what that meant was you were designed to be in an infantry battalion and in charge of medics.
He spent a year in country in the 199th Light Infantry Brigade.
My job in Vietnam, I'd been trained to do that since I was 12 years old. Your job is to take care of the people that you're in charge of. And I had 35 medics, and half of them were out in the field, up in the boonies with line units, and half of them were running fire bases.
He left Vietnam in June of 1970. He told me he landed in Seattle, and to save money, he cashed in his plane ticket and hitchhiked back to Tennessee. Herbert Thornbury has spent the last 47 years practicing law in Chattanooga, and over the last couple of years, he's been involved with the Medal of Honor Heritage Center.
We raised over $3 million the second year, and then we raised $6.8 million to build out the museum. Everything is paid for. What we're worried about now, we were only open 3 weeks when this coronavirus came along, and that has been a real problem for us.
The center was closed for several weeks, but reopened during the Memorial Day weekend with COVID safety measures in place. He says retired Army General Bill Raines got him involved in the center, and he's proud of the work everyone has done opening the center in Chattanooga.
I'm just glad that Bill got me involved in this. When we opened, I sent him an email and I said, Bill, this is the most important work that you and I have done for this country since we were in Vietnam. And I sincerely felt that way.
Herbert Thornbury told me several interesting stories during our conversation. He told me he graduated college in June 1968. It was the same day that Robert Kennedy was shot and killed. It had such an impact on him, he drove his station wagon to the funeral and then slept in his car. He told me, quote, "I just felt it was important to go."